thanks a lot. But guys, before we get further into the show, we have a lot more to show you. Upcoming, we are going to show you the Dark Edition coming for Modern Warfare. Let's take a look. Joel, you're my favorite person.
Yo, what's up? My stream just crashed.
Hello and welcome back. How awesome do we look?
I'm gonna be honest.
Ben, how awesome do we look?
These are actual night vision goggles, and I need everyone at home to realize.
When I was a kid,
these are the real thing. These work.
I wanted for Christmas for years of my life to have night vision goggles, and now
awesome night vision goggles.
Thank you so much to Joel Emsley, who has joined us.
Can come true now.
I have wanted these since a child, and you have.
You don't think the game's gonna be good, Prestige?
I am so.
You never have to be afraid of the dark unless your enemies have these.
Joel, I need you to realize I'm taking this home with me.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
We'll be all right.
I don't care if it is okay with you. I'm putting one of they're coming with me.
They look great on you guys. It's a great accessory.
Does I look badass?
It puts the entire ensemble together.
How did
you look tactical?
You don't typically see somebody in a button down in night vision. Now you have.
You have to dress it up a little bit, dude.
Well, you talk to me a little bit about your role at Infinity War with the upcoming Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I'm the studio art director.
Maybe.
And,
I mean,
long ago.
I see it a little bit, but I don't know if I care
like
too much. I mean, the shooting around corners is what it is.
So when we went back to reimagine Modern Warfare,
I don't really use guns, so I'm just gonna run around and stab people.
We decided to go after this again and see what we could do now.
I mean, anymore you can't come up with an original game. You have to reimagine what you do or copy someone else.
To be our own part of our own universe. The labels on here from a manufacturer that exists in the Modern Warfare universe. It's like a XRK it's a weapons manufacturer that does optics and stuff and gunsmiths. So it all ties together. We put it in the game. You see them wearing. Captain Price is actually wearing these. They're all over the place, and then we took them into the real world and made them work.
Because obviously, the night versions of the maps, that's where these actually come into play, and that's what you're seeing here.
So what package is this?
I'm so impressed that you actually managed to make these. How did that process even begin? How do you say, all right, we're gonna make night vision goggles? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. How does it start?
It was fun. I mean, you start with an idea, and Nick Levisis is the designer at Infinity War. Came up with a design, modeled them out. Handed them off to.
Yes, I can't wait for Borderlands 3, dude. I love Borderlands 3.
And then we actually handed off to Jeremy Thurman, one of our artists, and he actually took that version and put it in the game. So it kind of went two ways: went into the universe of the game, and it went out into the real world. So
because we should say the Dark Edition. You get
so that
you actually get talk about what's in there.
We were doing rehearsals yesterday, and like we're in it, and like we're going through the script, and I'm like, we're talking a lot about these night vision goggles. I'm like, these are so cool, but like, what does this come into play for the Dark Edition? Then you're like, oh, you get them. And I was like, what?
Yeah, there's a whole basically almost a collector's edition.
Look at this. Like, this has got to be
great stuff.
This has got to be the coolest edition of a game ever. It comes with night vision goggles.
And I want to point out that
there's a history in here too.
I was about to say that the operators, if I'm not mistaken, the all gillied up pack and even all of them, that's some old school operators right there.
We went back in the archives. The original ghillie suit was made by Emilio Cuesta. And I phoned him up and I said, do you have the ghillie suit that you made for Call of Duty 4? And he says, yeah, I got it. I'm like, can you send it to us?
Oh, that is so cool.
Let's put that in the game. And then the Crew Expendable, all gillied up, and Warpig they're all pulled from Call of Duty 4. All the original props, we went into the warehouses and got that stuff going. So it's pretty cool to bring them into this game.
That is absolutely
yeah. No, I think pretty cool is putting it lightly. This is one of the more awesome things I've seen. I'm not kidding. This is coming with me, and I'm going to wear it everywhere.
Now you can hunt varmints in your
backyard. I'm just going to walk up to like a McDonald's drive-thru with this on my head. Like, I'll take 2 double cheeseburgers.
Yeah, and for safety, they fit on tactical helmets and all that good stuff. So they're pretty versatile, and they work great. They have a short range and a long range setting.
That's incredible.
Automatically will switch to night vision. It'll pick up light, all that good stuff.
Well, and you saw at the bottom of your screen for just a moment there, but you can pre-order now at CallOfDuty.com. So if you want to get the Dark Edition, if you want to have night vision goggles and be as cool as Ben and I just were, you can do it.
I can't wait.
CallOfDuty.com.
Stealing these or permanently borrowing, Joel. Hopefully that's good.
Yeah, no one's. I think you can get away with it. If you run fast after this, those guys won't.
I'm not very fast. I am not very fast. But this is awesome. This is very cool to see in the Dark Edition. Obviously amazing. Thank you so much for the insight on what went into kind of bringing these into the game and into the Dark Edition. But thank you, Joel, for joining us. Very, very cool. Thank you for designing these. And I do, as we say farewell to Joe, I kind of want to recap what we've been discussing. In case you're just joining us, let's go through sort of a quick rundown of everything we've just seen and discussed so far. So if you didn't see the trailer, you got to check it out immediately on YouTube. Also, for the multiplayer open beta, that is coming later this year, this fall. It's going to have crossplay. It's going to be incredible. Ben, we're going to spend a lot of time in the open beta.
I can't wait. And as you mentioned, crossplay for the open beta, that is going to be fantastic. We also talked a little bit about Gunsmith, all kinds of customizable weapons, as well as a ton of new maps. And there's going to be an ongoing stream of free updates.
Lane Math,
so
what's
no
up?
More DLC,
sorry, I don't know if I said that earlier or not.
Following the launch this fall, which I think everybody is very pleased about. That's awesome to see out of Infinity Ward and the next upcoming title for Call of Duty. And then the Dark Edition, which we just showed you. It comes with a set of night vision goggles, which we have in front of us. Look at these puppies. Pre-orders are live. You can get hooked up at callofduty.com. But we're moments away from the gameplay. So what this is all about, obviously, we wanted to have some time with the developers talking about the game and everything we're excited about and kind of where their thought process was behind the development of this. But we have, what, 36 streamers here from across the world.
Yes.
That they're going to be throwing down on Modern Warfare.
Yes, our close friends who I personally can't wait to roast. Yep. But I mean, it's going to be insane. We talked a little bit about crossplay, obviously, and we'll see that. We'll see that as well. A couple of guys playing on PC, a couple of guys playing on console.
But first up, how we're going to show it off is going to be 6v6 gameplay. So we're going to see 4 new maps in a variety of modes, along with a special night version of one of those maps. Later, we're going to ramp things up with a couple of rounds of 10 versus 10, and the ramping up ain't stopping. How do you feel about 20 versus 20? It is going down. We'll get into a couple rounds of serious team deathmatch on the large scale with 20v20, and we'll wrap it all up by showing off the gunfight mode with a bit of friendly competition in a 2v2 exhibition bracket. So yes, it's friendly. These guys, they know each other, respect each other, but to wrap up the stream, they're going to be going at it, Ben.
It's going to be spicy. You guys are going to want to be right here on the Call of Duty channel, where we're going to be cherry picking the most awesome gameplay from all of our 36 streams. You're going to see the best of all the action right here. Trust me, this is the place to be.
It absolutely is. But before we get into that gameplay, the final bit of business I do want to get to is on a more serious note. The gameplay is incredibly important, but we would like to introduce you to a vital and inspiring charity that's helped veterans secure a high-quality job after their military service, and that is the Call of Duty Endowment. We're finding a high-paying, fulfilling job once they leave the service. It's a huge challenge for vets and their families. The Call of Duty Endowment has funded the placement. Ben, it's been more than 60,000 veterans since it was funded in 2009.
Yeah, it's a lot. And their current goal is getting 100,000 veterans back to work by 2024. And it can only happen if the Call of Duty community helps as well.
And every dollar you donate to the Call of Duty Endowment goes towards helping vets in both the U.S. and the U.K., Ben.
Yep, that's also very, very important. And now you have to love it. This dollar, every single dollar, 100% of your donation.
So now we're going to actually watch these guys go play each other.
Everything directly to them.
And this is a tangible way to say thank you to our servicemen and women for their service. You can find more ways to help out at callofdutyendowment.org/help and follow them on Instagram at Call of Duty Endowment. But it's a fantastic cause. If you can be involved, please do. But this is how the Call of Duty Endowment works, by getting our vets to work. Let's take a closer look at this amazing organization and their mission.
This trailer's pretty sick. I'm gonna hopefully be able to watch some of these guys go against each other. I don't know if they'll play TKO or not. Is it over? No, they're getting ready to go into, like, all the people that are out there are getting ready to start streaming and playing against each other. So I don't know, like, we should be able to see, like, Dismo, Swag, Korean, TKO, all those guys out there now about to start fighting each other. I think there's a couple things that needed updates on my computer. So that's why I keep getting the computer crash because of it.
Pre-order and get early access to the open beta.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the official launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We're showing off multiplayer for the first time, and Ben, so far it has been wondrous.
Oh, it's been great. It's been great.
Now what just happened? Oh, the update restarted my
the
computer.
Developers is massive, gives us some insight,
Okay,
maybe some
it's still
extra
there.
tips and tricks that hopefully some of our streamers have taken note of, because we're going to be critiquing their gameplay from now on.
Yeah, so this is where we get into the big chunk of the show. This is where we're going to have all these streamers out here playing the game. We're going to hop to various modes, and to join us to kind of break down the action, talk through the gameplay, we've got Joey Merc DeLuca and Anthony Nameless Wheeler. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Feeling amazing. I mean, we're here at the multiplayer reveal. It's new Call of Duty. It's the most exciting part of the year for me. I love it.
This is
Oh, I watched Swag's video? No. Is he live right now, or did he already post his video?
I have a lot of those because am I the worst player on this desk?
Probably. Maybe Ben.
What? Disrespect me like
I had to
that.
throw you under the bus.
But now we're going to see a wide array of maps. We're going to see a lot of
Sound
different
fixed.
modes throughout the course of this, and basically,
The computer is
36
doing
streamers, and
updates
we'll
as
kind
we're
of be hopping
streaming,
from
so
POV to
who knows
POV.
what
So
it's
obviously, we're
gonna
not going
do.
to capture every single moment, but we're going to show off the best of the best. And like we said earlier, it's going to kind of end in that bracket play, which should be interesting.
I think we all have an idea of who the best players here are going to be, and they're the ones that we're probably going to spend the majority of our time watching.
True. Is there anyone that stands out?
Shroud, instantly.
Has to be sure.
Yeah.
He's just so good.
Also, we got Courage. We got Courage here. Want to give Courage some love.
I think Teep as well. Obviously, you know, Teep, a former professional Call of Duty player. We're gonna be, you know, seeing how he does in the 2 versus 2.
Well, it's not just going to be us. So we're going to be on the desk kind of breaking down the action and talking through things. We've also got a couple folks with us to talk to the players and go through it. First up, it's going to be our pal, Christine Leahy. How you doing?
I'm good, Raven. How are you?
I have a lot of energy, which is a problem sometimes, but I'm doing well.
Energy is never
Shroud is a
bad thing.
huge
I'm so excited
gamer,
to be here,
but
and
is
I'm
he
really
like
excited
even
to
like
meet
that
you,
good?
Plays. I haven't met you yet.
I don't know.
I see you're having a lot of conversations. You're talking a lot with your fans right now on your stream. What are you most excited about that you saw so far?
I think I'm excited for the noob tube to be back. That was one of my favorite guns that I played with in the past in like middle and high school. So it's definitely a nice thing to have to get those easy eliminations, and I'm looking forward to using it today.
We were just talking, actually. You play with a lot of celebrities, a lot of traditional sports athletes. Who has been the best player you faced off against in Call of Duty?
In Call of Duty? Oh, I'm not sure. I haven't played a lot of celebrities in Call of Duty yet. It's been in other games, but...
well, we got to get them on it. Who would you want to play in Call of Duty?
I think I would like to play against Baker Mayfield because I know he's a big COD, Halo, Fortnite fan, so I'd love to play against him in this game.
Got to get him over to Call of Duty. Well, thank you so much. I'm excited to see you play.
Yeah, I know he's
I'm
played
excited to play.
Blackout,
Thank you.
but I wasn't sure if he
Thank
played
you so much, Christina and Joe.
MP or not.
Browns fan,
I've
right?
never really
Tell you
watched
what,
him.
I woke up today feeling dangerous. I love that answer. Baker
No, he plays a Dr.
Come
Disrespect.
on down, because let me tell you, I would love to play some COD with you.
Well, it's probably been fun. You know, you've got decades of failure, and now this is your year.
Yeah, people always ask me what's it like
Yeah,
to wake up
Dismo
on
just
Sundays,
dropped his
and I don't
video.
know.
Everybody's dropping their videos now that the
You know, to see what all
reveal's
the
done.
excitement is about, but
But
yeah,
we should
I
be able to
mean,
watch these
Baker,
guys
if you
play
wanna
each other.
ever get carried in some COD, I'm your guy.
Let's
I got
get
you.
into it.
I'm not your guy, but I'll play with you. I'll be dual carried. But no, it's not only going to be Christine. We also have America's next top fitness model. We've got from the CWL is Douglas Sintzer Martin. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing well, Clint. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. But
That's great, man. That's awesome,
I feel
man.
bad for you because you got Jack down there, don't you?
No, listen, man. I'm with the one and only Courage JD right now. So, Courage, you've never played Call of Duty multiplayer before. You played the 2v2. You've never played this multiplayer yet. I know you're not a competitor. I know you're a streamer full time. You're an entertainer. But this is a big deal. This is a multiplayer reveal. I know you want to put on a show. What are your expectations?
Doug, I have one of the highest earnings in the last Call of Duty game. If you check esportsearnings.com, I am absolutely a competitor, first off. Second, I'm ready to scream and get loud and have more people on Reddit saying, oh, I don't play
What is
COD.
that guy doing with
But
his
guess what?
hand?
I'm playing since Call of Duty 3, and I'm going to show you the best
talking
classes
with
you can
his
have
fingers.
today. Look at this. In the creator classes, you can put 5 attachments per weapon. Do you hear that right now?
5 attachments.
I have AR class, I have SMG class, I have a precision rifle, like a marksman type rifle, I have a run and gun AR, and then I have a sniper SMG overkill quick swap class so that I can be the Pomage I want to be on the inside, but the Scumpy on the outside.
I just have one thing to say. I just literally 2 minutes ago, Jack was just helping out Doc over here with his settings. I don't know what he was doing. Something tells me that Jack has something up his sleeve. Clint, we're going to roll it back to you now.
I want to point out, Clint, before you take that, I actually helped Jack out with all of his classes.
Yeah, he had no idea what he was talking about.
No idea.
Wait, so all that bragging he just did about his classes, you did that?
So he looked at me and was like, what do I use? I was like, don't worry, Jack. We're friends. I got you.
I mean, we got to play a little bit yesterday.
Right,
you know,
right.
We got a couple of secrets, and it looked like you were helping him out.
Little tips and
He had
tricks.
no idea what he was talking about.
Not as much.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's going to be us 4, and we're going to have Christine and Sensor also helping us out. So thanks, guys. They'll be kind of getting feedback, chatting with the players over the course of the day, but it's time to get into it. I want to get into the gameplay. It's going to be the 6v6 gameplay we're going to be hopping into. I'm excited for this because what we went back to 5v5 this year, we're now back to 6v6. I believe we're going to be starting out. It's going to be runner domination. So, I'm sure most people.
I don't know who's in it playing. I want to actually watch some good players.
Yeah, domination, 3 flags, A, B, and C. You get points by capturing those flags. The more flags you have, the more points you get, and well, you win the game by having all those flags and getting all of those points. So yeah, I mean, everybody knows domination, but you want to get as many flags as possible.
Well, hopefully shortly here, the guys will be loaded up, and we've got a lobby full. We've got a ton of different games going on. I think we're going to be hopping kind of pod to pod to just show off different players throughout the course of this. Jack is just slugging energy drinks right now, hyping himself up. Jack, what are you saying now?
He's just screaming.
Jack just loves you.
Whoever did the seating chart needs to be fired immediately.
Yeah, he's too close to us right now.
Get him and Legion just tossing the back. It's got to be tough, too, for him because he's sitting next to Doc, who is just basically better than him in every way. Doc's, what, like 6'8"?
He's also way taller than him.
Lean muscle.
Way taller.
Handsome.
Yeah, Jack's looking like Frodo-esque next to him at the desk. Well, at least they're even sitting down, though, he's got 12 inches on him.
He's incredibly more talented.
This shouldn't be the roast of Jack.
Oh, you're right. You're
Look,
right.
Jack's a fantastic player, but let's get to the action, right? That's what everyone is here for.
Yeah, shut up. Let's see.
Some multiplayer 6v6 domination. I think the map they said was going to be runner. This is a map that we had a brief little bit of games on, not one
we're going to run a couple maps, yeah.
But a couple of maps. It seems pretty good, Joe.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Yeah, I mean, there's some doors I know that the devs were talking about that you can interact with, a couple of different buildings with, you know, again, it's not your typical 3-lane map that we're sort of used to these last couple of years, so it's going to be interesting to see the way the players sort of move on the map.
Well, kind of hearing the philosophy from a lot of the developers about those power positions. Would you have, Nameless, would you have one big tip? With the game slowing down, with it being power position focused, from your heyday back with Modern Warfare, what would you recommend to a new player?
Yeah, I mean,
Use
it's
the
just when
panel?
you get to those
What do you
power
mean?
positions, just try to check every single angle, right? Like, you got to slow down in a game like this because those ARs are very powerful. So when you get to those
I have
power
no
positions,
idea.
just try to check every
I
single
think they're
angle.
like
Don't
the
focus
announcers
in
for
so much
like
on one spot.
the Call of Duty World League.
That's who I mean, if we can just watch Shroud all day, I'm cool with it. That does not bother me at all. The guy, you know he's going to put on a show.
No, seriously, if I had 3 wishes and everyone says like superpowers,
Like a couple of them are the
being
creators,
rich, being
and then a
famous,
couple
I
of
just
them
want
are
to be able to play
just the
games like Shroud for
announcers.
24 hours.
It's just one day.
Just well, that's one of your wishes?
Yes.
Not
No,
even
I'm not.
just for 24 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Hard scope,
okay, well,
and
I
then
guess
you
you're
get
right.
shot in
That's
the
a really
face.
dumb wish, because I guess I could just do it forever, couldn't I, Joe?
Yeah, you could.
Well, we'll check out the actions. He's, I think, just trying to get through his loadouts, trying to get his sensitivity all square. As the guys were just getting set up here as we were going through stuff with Joe and Jeff from Infinity Ward, but the game just looks so good, man. It was awesome hearing them kind of talk about the engines, everything that's been added to this from a lighting standpoint, from, what was it called, photography?
Sounds right.
Do you remember? I know, what was the word? Oh, I butchered the hell out of that. Photography?
We'll go with that.
Okay, I don't think that's right either.
Either way, it's insane, right?
I'm not the best with words, man.
You're taking pictures of pretty much everything and putting it into the game. That's absolutely incredible. I'm pretty sure I saw TP as well.
TP's in this lobby.
He's on the other team, so we'll keep our eyes out for TP. But Shroud finally started to heat up. He started off with a sniper rifle, adjusted his settings, said, nah, it's not for me. Let me change things out, and obviously now running the assault rifle.
Yeah, he's got the M4 in hand, and I know you and I were having a lot of fun with this M4.
Yes.
I mean, a Call of Duty classic, right? Just such a good assault rifle at any range that you want to use it. And I mean, we were talking about the benchmark, all the different attachments that you can have. Shroud's got a couple on here.
TP just killed Shroud. That's now the highlight of TP's career.
And what's cool is when I saw Shroud enter that building, there was a ledge there, and it gave him the option to mount his weapon. So now you can mount your AR, and it'll reduce that recoil, and you can kind of just lock down one lane with your AR mounted. So it's kind of a new thing they added to COD that we've never really seen before on your main AR that you can do.
I think that's going to stress really good tactical and lethal use. If you've got a solid player set up in a power position like that, it's going to be bananas to deal with.
And of course, let's not forget, at any point you can, hit start, go to your classes, and customize it in the game. So if there's, a certain player in a certain power position you want to try and get rid of, well, you can very quickly, if you wanted to, for example, put a sniper scope on an assault rifle, turn it to single fire, and bang, right there, you still have your favorite gun.
There's just so much customization in this game, and I'm a big AR guy, especially in Modern Warfare games. I love using assault rifles, and to change something like an M4 into a burst gun, I just think it's so amazing and awesome that you have that ability.
Well, I think one of the big things that everyone continues to talk about, there's going to be different power positions, and how do you get those players out of their power positions? And maybe one weapon with one customization doesn't work, but you continue to make those changes. So we'll see how the players continue to work on it. We'll see what adjustments they're making.
I think, Ben, you were pointing to me that, what was this, streak earned by Skadoodle?
Skadoodle, he's already earned himself one streak. He has the Juggernaut selected, hasn't earned that yet. I am curious to see if anyone today actually earns that, because I know, Joe, your first game, you sat down and I was like, oh, I get to be on Joe's team. Juggernaut first game. I was like,
Noah J just destroyed Skadoodle.
Well, and I'm actually excited to see Sky when he pulls out that sniper, right? I mean, he has the nickname American Sniper for a reason, has the AK right now, but we know when this guy gets a scope in his hands, he's gonna make some plays.
A couple more streaks available as well. So things starting to heat up. Here is Jericho. Of course, he's picking up a couple kills. And again, I do want to reiterate, cross-platform. Even here at the multiplayer reveal, a couple guys going to be on PC, a couple guys on console.
So we just saw something cool out of Jericho. He just changed his gun to full auto as he was entering that room. Unfortunately, he doesn't get that kill, but I like the idea of going into close quarters combat and switching to the full auto and try to spray him down.
Well, the game just flipped on its head a little bit. They had a 3 cap there for a moment, which really allowed them to push out a massive lead, but quickly the red team get back in control. But we'll stick with Jericho's POV. I want to see if these streaks start to come into play. But Jericho, obviously, he has been a long-standing community member in Call of Duty since really the dawn of time, Ben.
Oh, yeah, he's been playing for a very, very long time. Of course, a fantastic content creator as well. It's always good to see him and see what he can try and bring to the table here. But you can see okay. Jericho, I'm trying to gas you up. Come on, man.
That's an MP7, man, right?
Yeah.
You run into those doorways, you see that MP7 submachine gun.
Well, you were the guy kind of running the gun because we were playing yesterday with like, what, it was like 10 of us, and
All right,
I'm mostly
well,
an AR guy.
just kind of see how it goes. Everybody's dropping all these videos now, so
you were
you
using?
can get caught up with all
Yeah, I think the MP5 is the weapon
stuff.
I had most fun with. I'll give you guys some tips before the beta starts in September. But yeah, the MP5, another
I think I'm
Call of Duty
going to
classic.
continue doing some updates updates to his computer so I can hopefully stream a little bit later.
Dan, what was the burst gun that you obliterated a couple times?
It was when he was.
I thought
But
like a sniper.
thank you, everyone's
Just got
coming out.
It's a class I told Jack to put
Nate,
up, so when,
hit me up. Let me know when you're going to
when
be
we
on.
get to one of Jack's games, I'll kind of talk you through it. But there's a couple of weapons which I kind of tested out because naturally, you get your hands
Hopefully
on a new
we
Call of
see
Duty for the
everybody
first
out
time,
here
like,
in the new
when
Modern
beta comes
Warfare,
out,
so
you're gonna try
you
everything,
guys all
right?
take
'Cause
it
you want to
easy.
get the biggest advantage as quickly as you